Everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. And here we are looking at another dip overnight in the crypto market. And we're looking at the Dogecoin chart here. And Dogecoin dipped down a little bit more this morning and is slowly recovering. We'll be covering that, what could be causing that, as well as talking about proof of stake. And should Dogecoin become a proof of stake cryptocurrency like Ethereum transition to? We'll be getting into that as well. Let me drop down here into the corner and just wish you all well. Welcome. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Of course, hit that little notification bell. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. So if you weren't notified here, you probably didn't have your notifications on. So do that as well. And also give the stream a like and get more people coming in, having this discussion, not only about Dogecoin, but also cryptocurrencies. And we will be buying more cryptocurrency live on the stream a little bit later. So today, I just woke up and there was a lot of news about Dogecoin transitioning to proof of stake. And I was just like, where did this come from? What's going on here? So this was this article by Coin Edition. Is Dogecoin about to migrate to proof of stake? So there was this Marshall Hayner post about if Dogecoin was stakeable, would you stake it? So that's kind of an odd question, I think, in the first place, because I mean, a lot of us like to stake our tokens because we earn rewards, right? Staking, and it helps secure the network. But Dogecoin is not stakeable as it is now, because Dogecoin is a proof of work cryptocurrency, not a proof of stake cryptocurrency. So hard to say whether, this 39.9% of the people that said yes truly understand what that means by staking Dogecoin, because you don't know, right? But it certainly got a lot of discussion going on X, the X app, about this, and sort of brought up some old wounds as well. So we're going to talk about that and what's going on there. So first of all, to take a step back, and this was an article that was actually posted about 6 months ago, and so every 6 months this seems to get revived, this discussion. And so if Doge transitions from proof of work to proof of stake, why would that be important? And it's kind of interesting because, to begin with, they call this a consensus mechanism, and that is just how a coin or token operates. And Dogecoin is a proof of work cryptocurrency. That generally means that there are miners, and the mining actually is what secures the blockchain. It validates each transaction on the blockchain. And so you set up your ASIC rig and you set it to mine Litecoin and Dogecoin, and then as transactions happen, they get verified by the miners. And so hopefully if you are mining Dogecoin, you're helping secure the network, and you're also getting rewards. You get rewards by being paid in Dogecoin for mining Doge. And that is what secures the network. The more miners there are, the better the network is secured. That's a good thing. And Dogecoin has been operating this way since it started in December of 2013. So for almost 10 years, this mining consensus mechanism has been successfully keeping the Dogecoin network secure. And that is the inflation of Dogecoin, are those rewards that are being given to miners. So people complain about, like, there's no hard cap on Dogecoin and Dogecoin's just going to keep inflating. Well, that's what keeps Dogecoin secure. is those rewards to the miners for validating the transactions on the blockchain. That's how it works. Bitcoin does the same thing, but Bitcoin has a hard cap, and those rewards keep getting halved and halved and halved every 4 years or so. And that's what we call about the halving of Bitcoin. And also Litecoin too also has a hard cap, and those rewards will keep getting halved and halved and halved until there aren't any more rewards to give out. But Dogecoin does not have a hard cap, and the mining will just continue forever. That's how Dogecoin is set up to work. So that's what Dogecoin does. It brings in a robust set of advantages for blockchains. Some complain that of the processing power that is required for the mining rigs. Now, I think that is more of a complaint about Bitcoin than Dogecoin. You don't really hear people complaining about the energy use mining Dogecoin. You always hear it on the Bitcoin side and not the Dogecoin side, but it's brought up here as a disadvantage. And there are others obviously, if somebody says energy guzzling equipment, right, they've got a slant on their article that they're favoring this switch to proof of stake because of just the wording they use. It's just like, oh, come on, guys. Scaling issues that hamper growth. So this is, again, more of a complaint about Bitcoin than Doge. We don't really know about Doge. The transactions per second for Dogecoin is generally 30, 33, maybe even up to 40 transactions per second that Dogecoin can have when it's stressed. When Dogecoin has been stressed in the past, some of the Dogecoin fees have come up a little bit, but generally the fees are low compared to all other proof of work cryptocurrencies, as well as the transactions per second actually being high and Dogecoin being faster transaction-wise than Bitcoin and most other proof of work cryptocurrencies. So proof of stake is a model where resolving cryptographic puzzles where native cryptocurrency holders stake a predetermined number of coins for a certain period to allow for creating their own validator nodes. So essentially, what proof of stake does is you take your coins and you stake them, and then you get rewarded by your staking to secure the blockchain. And hopefully you have at least 50% of the tokens or coins staked. And I say or coins because coins really aren't the same as tokens. So coins generally, you have your own blockchain, your proof of work, that's a coin. A token is usually proof of stake, and you're on the back of somebody else's blockchain. That's generally how it works. There's a few odd projects here and there that kind of go between those lines, but generally that's what it is. So Ethereum, for instance, used to be a proof of work cryptocurrency, and it was slow and high gas fees. And last year it transitioned to proof of stake, and it sped up. The blockchain still has the high gas fees. They still want to work on that somehow, and maybe through sharding or some of these other projects that may happen. But there are a lot of other proof of stake cryptocurrencies that have been hacked and have had scams, as well as had bridges that were created to be able to bridge that proof of stake cryptocurrency to another, and the bridges have been hacked. Dogecoin's never been hacked. So the security to me seems to be the number one thing, but a proof of stake could actually work better as a currency in terms of if it's just the raw currency without a layer 2 or anything else helping it, could the volume be such that the network gets stressed and those transactions aren't validated quickly enough. That could happen if Dogecoin becomes a real worldwide currency. But if it became that popular, I would imagine that there would be a lot of developers that would start working on layer 2 scaling solutions that could work on top of Doge, keep Doge as a proof of work cryptocurrency, and sort of work on top of that, like the Lightning Network is doing for Bitcoin. We could see the same thing happen with Doge. If, for instance, the X app and Elon Musk go ahead and say that Dogecoin is going to be the currency on X, there's money to be made with a layer 2 on Dogecoin. There isn't right now, but that would certainly do it. So that's generally what a little bit of the differences, and we'll as we look into these different articles that were written about it now, we can go into a little more detail. So Hayden asks, is Dogecoin planning on proof of stake? I'll get into that in just a minute, okay? Because it's funny the way you wrote this. Is Dogecoin planning on proof of stake? Well, who is Dogecoin and who's doing the planning? That's the key there. And Kyle asks about Doge 1. Right now, it's still, there are some saying November. Again, I haven't heard Elon Musk and SpaceX actually announce it. And until they announce it, will I believe it's actually happening. So I would expect sometime in September, if there is a November launch that is the Doge 1 mission, that we would hear in September for that. So Kyle, let's wait for that. So who's Marshall Hayner? Well, Marshall's been involved in Dogecoin for a long time, and there are some who believe Marshall may have some ulterior motives, let's call them, for moving from proof of work to proof of stake. There's a lot of crypto projects out there where the owners and the developers own so many of those tokens that they could dump them anytime and just cash out and make a lot of money off the backs of everybody else. That is what can happen. Dogecoin doesn't have that. There are some early buyers of Dogecoin that bought a crap ton of Dogecoin and hold a bunch of Dogecoin. And Marshall may be one of them, I don't know. But as far as fair launches go, Dogecoin was probably about the best one. It just sort of released out there, and people who bought in early bought a lot of Dogecoin. And now it's just doing its thing. If Dogecoin were to transition to proof of stake, there would be an opportunity maybe for some funny business to happen, I think. And whoever's doing that transition work could end up with a bag of whatever the new Doge is somehow. I don't know. Once you get in developers doing code and who knows what could happen. So I'm a little leery about that. At the same time, though, there are some who saying, well, if you transition to proof of stake, you could actually change Dogecoin to become a hard cap and not have inflation anymore. And you could actually burn a bunch of Dogecoin if you wanted to burn Dogecoin, all those things that a lot of people would like Dogecoin to do, so that each individual Dogecoin gains in value by a lot. But then what makes it different from other cryptocurrencies? That's what I say to that. Dogecoin now, as a proof of work cryptocurrency with its inflation, makes that a good currency. That's what gives it value, unlike other cryptos. If all of a sudden you put a hard cap on it, then what makes it different than Bitcoin and becoming a store of value instead of a currency? There's a lot more Dogecoin out there. Well, that's what Litecoin was supposed to be, right? A lot more Litecoins than Bitcoin, but you don't see Litecoin being used as a currency. Nobody's like saying, I'm going to accept Litecoin for goods and services. So I don't know. To me, it seems like there's some ulterior motives here. There's some stuff going on that I just, part of it I don't know enough about, but there's some people who've been involved in Dogecoin for a long time. And as Dogecoin started going up in value in 2014, there were a lot of people who were just kind of taking over and finding ways to make money off of it. And it became more of a profit motive than what Dogecoin was originally made for, which was to have fun in the crypto space, make fun of the crypto space somewhat, but also there were a lot of the community efforts and doing good deeds of raising money to help those in need. And now people just want to make money off of it. There's a good chunk of them, and some of them may be involved in the project. That's all I'm saying. So in response to this poll, we had Mishobar, who's on X app, formerly Twitter, who expressed some concerns over false staking mechanisms, particularly those centered around lending, wanted to be sure that what Marshall isn't proposing here is some kind of lending thing where keep Dogecoin like it is, but create some other fork. Well, maybe not a fork initially, that would be something else, but a way for you to take your Dogecoin and put them somewhere so you can earn yield on it. Well, we saw that with Voyager last year, right? A lot of people had their Dogecoin on Voyager and were earning interest or some yield on that Dogecoin. Well, what happened to Voyager? Yeah, not good, right? Not good. So that's not staking. Dogecoin as it is now cannot be staked. It is not a proof of stake cryptocurrency. Anyone who says you can stake your Dogecoin there, be careful. It's either not real Dogecoin or it's not real staking, because Dogecoin is not a proof of stake cryptocurrency. So Mishobar warns about that. And also this move to an alternative proof of work cryptocurrency would be a fork, so that maybe if Dogecoin got forked, there could be some fork of it that someone could go play with and become a proof of stake cryptocurrency. But then you've got 2 Dogecoins, and we already have 3 Bitcoins. Do we really need 2 Dogecoins? I don't know. I don't know about that. But again, the community could vote somehow for that, and all of that could happen. I imagine there would be pretty strong debate over that. But Mishobar also said that if Dogecoin actually did transition over to proof of stake, he would probably leave the project, not be involved with it anymore, and go find another proof of work cryptocurrency. Because proof of stake, just there's stuff going on, right? The efficacy of proof of stake chains. I worry about the security of proof of stake chains and all of that. So he cited instances of underperformance. We've seen that with like Solana, right? And others that have problems. Excessive centralization by wealthy developers. There are some that have catastrophic failures, some that have usability challenges, all of that. Right now, Dogecoin doesn't face any of those problems. So you start introducing problems if you begin to talk about Dogecoin as proof of stake. So could Doge go proof of stake as Elon Musk prefers? Lead dev threatens to fork. No, that's not what he was saying. He wasn't saying forking. He was saying he was going to go support something else, not forking Dogecoin. But does Elon Musk really prefer Dogecoin to be proof of stake? Elon has never said that. They come down here and they talk about Elon down here, and what Elon was talking about, and this was 2 years ago when he was accepting Bitcoin as payments for cars for Tesla, and then he halted that because he was complaining about the energy used to mine Bitcoin, and him being like a EV car, manufacturer. Electric vehicles are supposed to be like good for the environment, but yet you're accepting this cryptocurrency that is this big energy hog. So that kind of crashed Tesla in the crypto market 2 years ago when that happened. But that isn't Elon Musk saying that Dogecoin should be a proof of stake cryptocurrency. That's not what it says. So there's that. And then there's Vitalik Buterin. And what is Vitalik? What does he have to do with this? Well, Vitalik is the co-founder of Ethereum, and he has given money to the Dogecoin Foundation and has talked about Dogecoin becoming a proof of stake cryptocurrency. But he's never really said why or how. And a lot of people have surmised that Vitalik is doing this because he did it with Ethereum, transitioned to proof of stake, and thinks Dogecoin could benefit from that. Well, my take on it is, based on some of Vitalik's comments in the past, that Vitalik would like Dogecoin to become proof of stake so that he could bridge it to Ethereum and what he has said before is Ethereum being the overall #1 cryptocurrency and Dogecoin being #2, and then maybe Bitcoin #3, because Dogecoin can be the currency on Ethereum's blockchain. They're bridged together, and that would be a more successful overall cryptocurrency pairing than anything else in the crypto world. That's what I think. So no, I don't think Vitalik is looking out for the best interests of Dogecoin when he's donating to the Dogecoin Foundation and talking about Dogecoin going proof of stake. He's doing that to help Ethereum. That's what I think. So why Dogecoin's move to proof of stake could end in a catastrophe. This is AMB Crypto's article. And again, this is all about risk. And like I've been saying, it's all about risk. And do you want to introduce all of that risk to Dogecoin? It could end up being really bad. And I agree with that. So the rumor has it that Dogecoin could shift to proof of stake. What does that mean for miners? This is another article that was written, and this was back in January. It's like over 6 months ago. And what does that mean for miners? Well, it's not the same thing to be a validator on a proof of stake chain as it is to be mining a coin, a proof of work coin. It's not the same. And that's what they say here. There are rumors Dogecoin could switch from proof of work to proof of stake. Do I know if Dogecoin is switching to proof of stake? No. Do I think it's going to proof of stake? Probably not. However, script mining could be devastated if Dogecoin switches. Devastated. That's right. Doge accounts for over 60% of the revenue with script mining. Take it away, every L3, every L6, every mini Doge Pro, literally all those miners. Just unplug them. They just wouldn't be worth it. And that could kill Litecoin too. So that would be bad. That would be really bad. Innovation and competition are healthy for every industry, but does everything all need to be the same? No, they don't. So no change could be a good thing. The status quo is not that exciting, but it seems could be the most likely outcome. There are maybe some changes that will pass a vote, but Dogecoin will most likely continue to be merge mined with Litecoin on the script algorithm. So that's what I believe the outcome will be, but this has certainly churned up a lot of discussion. So we go to the Dogecoin Foundation. Here's the Dogecoin Foundation website. I love the eyes that follow the pointer around. Kind of a fun little thing on the Dogecoin Foundation. So there it is, and you go to the about page and you read about the foundation and its history, but there's a whole bunch of stuff missing here. Because they used to have like all the people on here that were involved, and that has been removed, which is kind of interesting. So I went to, well, here's a picture of what the Dogecoin Foundation website actually looked like in 2014. This is on the Wayback Machine. So the Dogecoin Foundation has been around from the beginning, a nonprofit organization created by the founders of Dogecoin for the purpose of spreading the use of the currency through goodwill and charitable endeavors. That's what Dogecoin was meant to be about. But now it's this foundation here, and this about page, kind of odd that it doesn't have the picture. So through the Wayback Machine, I found, this was in March of 2023. So earlier this year, this was a capture, and it shows the board. Jens, Mishi, Tim, and the advisors, Jared, Billy, Max, Vitalik, and Ross. So kind of interesting that Jared Birchall, representing Elon Musk as a legal and financial advisor, well, Elon has said that there's no one on the Dogecoin as an advisor that he knows of. Vitalik here as an advisor, well, I think it's only because of what I just said before about this whole proof of stake bridge thing. So hard to think that, well, it just makes me wonder, right? Like, why did they get rid of the pictures and they're not on the website anymore? Kind of interesting. So I don't know what's going on there. But you go to Salty on Twitter, or now X app, and of course, Salty is always looking out for the best interests of Dogecoin from his point of view. And he's saying basically, look, guys, let's narrow the Dogecoin proof of work versus Dogecoin proof of stake discussion in a very simple way. It is not about anyone creating a fork of Dogecoin. It's about an entity wanting to do such a fork and communicate that it's the official Dogecoin from the moment of its release. So if there were a fork and another Dogecoin was created that was proof of stake, the foundation, whoever really controls that now, would say that's the official Dogecoin, and what we now know of Dogecoin becomes something secondhand, something like that. I don't know. And Salty also just brings back, a tweet from his before about Marshall, and Marshall was basically blocking everyone who was against what he was talking about of transitioning Dogecoin to proof of stake. Instead of having an open discussion, he was just blocking people. I don't know. It just seems to me that this thing will never be really openly discussed and resolved in a way that everyone would agree to. It's just going to create a bunch of fighting. And why? That's what I say. Why? I mean, 2 years ago, Elon Musk was encouraging the Dogecoin devs to make Dogecoin faster and cheaper. And they did that 2 years ago. The Dogecoin code was upgraded to help make that happen because of how stressed the Dogecoin blockchain became in early 2021 when there was that huge volume of trading going on. And as far as I know, Elon Musk thinks Dogecoin works pretty well. He called it his fave cryptocurrency. He hasn't said anything since it was made cheaper and faster. So I don't know. Overall, it just seems to me that this whole thing about transitioning to proof of stake, not a good idea. And that's my take on it. So let me know in the comments below what you think about Dogecoin to proof of stake and what you think about it based on everything I just said. Love to hear what you think about that. Here's Dogecoin now trading at 6.26 cents. Yes. It has gone down a bit, which makes our dollar cost averaging that we do for Kriss DCA portfolio. We're just continuing to buy everything at a lower price. I would have liked to have bought it here earlier today, down here at 6.1, but I do it live on the stream. I'm just showing you that whether you buy at 6.1 or 6.2, in the long run isn't going to matter, because when we get around to actually selling our portfolio, no one's going to remember Dogecoin at 6.1 or 6.2. Everyone's going to be like, wow, you got Doge in the sixes? That's what I'm saying. Will it play out like that? We don't know. But if the 4-year cycles are any indicator and Dogecoin has some big things coming for it, buying at 6.1 or 6.2, yeah, not going to matter. Here's our overall portfolio. We're about 23.5% Dogecoin, about 11% XRP. We've got some Bitcoin. We've got some Jasmy, Litecoin, Algorand, Matic, and a few others. Now let's see what's after Matic down here. So we got some Sheeb, Solana, ETH, Render, and Galaxy. That's our portfolio right now. Yeah, we're down about 2% in the last 24 hours. That was because that dump. That's not great, but that's how it goes. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Elon been pretty quiet. Yep. It's about that time where he stirs things up. Yeah. And you never know when it's going to happen too. So for those of you thinking that you're going to swing trade Doge, be careful about that. Be careful. So we'll pick up some Dogecoin, and XRP was down in the 51s. I would like to get it down there, help bring our average down a little more. So we're going to get some of that. And Render down to $1.38. It was down here to $1.35 earlier, but again, it's all going to help bring our average down. So, and then Sheeb was down in the 7s actually earlier today. And it was like, could have gotten in the 7s. We're 803 now. It's not bad. So that's what we're buying, adding to our portfolio. Let's go to Coinbase and we'll go to spot trading, because this is what we're buying. We're buying it right here live at whatever the price is. Let this thing load. It's going to ask for advanced trading again, just because I was sitting here for half an hour. Blabbing on. Yeah, Coinbase is a little slow right now. Yeah, we're going to continue. Thank you. So there's our Doge chart. Let's see what else is going on. XRP 5214. But now it's up to 5249. Wow. Yeah, that's all going up right now. So we don't know how this is going to trade going forward, but we're going to buy at 5245, right? And we're going to get $33 worth. And it just filled it at 5243. So we just got some XRP. And we were going to get some Sheeb, right? Sheeb is at 805, 804. $33 worth. There's our Sheeb order. And then we're going to go for Render. 1.393. 0.39. I get $33 of this. Buy a render. And then we'll get Doge. And that will be 0.06278. And $33 of Doge. And this is what we're adding today to our portfolio. So there we go. All right, gang. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening to me talk about Dogecoin, proof of stake, proof of work. Always appreciate your comments. Let me know below what you think about Doge's proof of stake, proof of work, or do you even care? You just want the price to go up, make money. I know there are some of you out there who think that. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.